Yes, sir.
The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by this podcast, as well as its hosts, are for entertainment purposes only. I repeat, it is not serious. It is not real. No one is exposing, revealing, indicting, or telling you anything about themselves. Also, we do not encourage you to try this at home. We are trained professionals who do not have your best interests at heart, or our own. Enjoy the show.
Hey, man, same, man. It's your boy, Trey 600 Quitting TV. We back again with another one. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Shout out to the notification family. Salute to all my new subscribers and all my day ones. I do this for y'all. Let's get it. We got something special for y'all today, man. We got something special, man. Shout out to the chat. What up, my boy Ink Effect? Salute, gang. What up, what up? Tori, what up? What's good, what's good? We got FDA, MTM FDA interview. There's been a whole lot going on, man. He been turning up, and hey, he done made it to no jumper, altercation with GINN. He's speaking his mind throughout all of it. We're gonna break it down. I appreciate him coming out, rocking with the platform. Salute Pico, salute Hot Thoughts, salute FDA. They doing their things, man. Shout out all the Texas media. They going crazy. I ain't gonna lie, man. So salute. Appreciate everybody rocking with the boy. But hey, I'm gonna play this and then we're gonna get to it, man. Like I said, it's gonna be a good one, man. So y'all stay tuned, y'all stay tapped in. It's going down. It's going me. Damn, man. Shout out to everybody rocking with us, man. It's Tuesday. Let's get it.
Hey, I say fuck the dissing. Let's just bump, nigga. Before I catch you with Miss Dixie and just dump, nigga. Pour that drink up in my cup and give me crunk, nigga. Every function I attend, I smell like a skunk, nigga. Better not be up on that block, cause we gon' do them dirty. Bounce out 4 Nick 30. Shoot this bitch just like I'm Stephen Curry. Don't just pop the 30. Now he itching, tryna catch him early. I hung up my jersey, DOA, that boy ain't see a surgeon. Me and mom, we purging, outside stalking in this urgent. Creep up and close his curtains, caught him loafing cause we lurking. Even if I had a meal, I still wouldn't buy a Birkin. My bitch, she super bougie, she won't GoYayo for her purses. We got places for you pussies, oh guess what that's
roll up, what you gonna roll up? Shout out my boy Kick, I see you, boy. What's good?
Chain, I don't think that shit worth it. The crazy thing, I knew the game before I ever learned it. Don't make the rules, we break the rules. I had to twist and turn it. My pockets got a frog, bitch. I'm a dog, they call me Kermit. This shit ain't fall up in my lap, I had to go and earn it. Niggas thinking that they winning, till them tables turning. Niggas thinking that they winning, till them bridges burning. I hop on beats and then I preach just like a fucking sermon. He jump head first in the beef and now that nigga learning. Come to a stop sign in the street, I'm like, which way you turning? Better not be up on that block, cause we gon' do them dirty.
Drop them lightning bolts in the chat, man. Salute, gang. Salute. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Appreciate everybody rocking with us. Let's get it.
DOA, that boy ain't see a surgeon. Bitch, it's game time. When I step in, it's game over. At the same time, I can't cope with my pain sober. Every day I take my problems, pour them in the same soda. You can't stop the rain, you gotta stay down till the rain over. Hey, I say fuck the dissing. Let's just bump, nigga. Before I catch you with Miss Dixie and just dump, nigga. Pour that drink up in my cup and give me crunk, nigga. Every function I attend, I smell like a skunk, nigga. Hey, we made your bro a backwood full of runts, nigga. You might think the trap a gym, that's how it jump, nigga. Now this shit up off the land ain't put no stunts, nigga. Jump fresh to death and yo look.
Yes, sir, man. It's going me down. What's good, man?
Shit, walking around right quick. I ain't gonna lie to you. I told my wife, say, Tracy, go get me outside. I got to cut off my camera because I don't want to drop my location.
Yeah. No, I'm already knowing. Appreciate you rocking with you. You good. Yeah, you good. You don't need a camera. You good. Nah, I appreciate you rocking with us, man. You already know, man. It's been a minute, and the elevation is real, boy. Your elevation is real. Y'all already know, man. Make sure y'all hit that like, comment, subscribe, man. Let's do it to the chat. Salute to the chat, man.
Hey, Trey.
Yeah.
How long you gonna be on here?
Shit. I'm gonna be on here for a minute.
Look. I'm gonna get out the store and I'm gonna hop on this hoe because I want to give you. I just read the title, so when I get out the store, I'm gonna hop back over here.
Say less.
Bet.
I already know, man. Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Hey, you already know he's gonna be right back. But till then, we gonna get to some things, man. Appreciate the chat. Shout out to the chat, man. We're gonna speak on a whole lot. We're gonna get to a whole lot, man. Hold on. Let's get to it, man. Well, the reason why they was what up? What's good, Ink? What's good, gang?
Yo, what's good?
Oh, you already know, man. What's good? I was just about to pull up some shit.
Yeah, pull it up and run it. I jumped up here with you.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Well, like as I said, as y'all know, man, FDA content creator, he been going crazy, you know what I mean? And he always speak his mind. Whether motherfuckers like it or not, he always, kick it how he feel. And this time he spoke, on GINN Lee. And a lot of people, they've been talking about this whole situation. And they got into it because, GINN Lee used the N-word. And FDA spoke on that. So we're gonna get to GINN Lee first and how he felt about, why he says it. And then, we're gonna get to that, and then we're gonna get to a whole bunch of more stuff till FDA get back.
Book on dollar.com to get our lowest rates.
Why are you in my house? Oh.
Wix. One platform, any website. Unlimited creation.
Hard for you.
All right, this is somebody interviewing GINN Lee. He's speaking on, why he says the N-word, and we're gonna get to it, and then we'll be right back. Let's get it.
Financially, when did hustling come into your mind? You say, "You know what? I got to have it. I got to help out. I got to get the bag. I got to go get it."
It was really before I did it, and I ain't gonna say I should have did it before. But I thought football was my way out.
Okay. What position you play?
Shit, I play center, and that was really my, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was really good at this shit, but I also played defense. So I have both sides of the ball. Really.
You look like a center, though.
Looking at it, right?
Facts. My white boys, they
right. Fought the ball stop.
That's funny. He definitely looked like a center, man.
Cold. And I had little junior scouts and junior colleges and shit. And I was only in 9th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So first week, 10th grade, got caught with weed at school. You know what I'm saying? That shit over with. They tell me you're not playing no games this year. You're getting dropped. This and that. It was over. Shit.
Was it your personal or was it your hustle sack?
Say that again?
Was it your personal sack or was it your hustle sack?
Shit. I mean, I was trying to. It was a little bit of both. It's just back then, I'm in 9th grade, kids, 10th grade, they're not really just too much smoking weed. I mean, they is, but they're not. Now you'll see it a lot. You know what I'm saying? Back when I was 2015, that type of shit. That was when Kush barely, I was smoking corn. You know what I'm saying? Kush wasn't even really out when I first started smoking.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah.
Remember that corn, though?
Yeah, boy. Corn, that Arizona, all of that shit like that.
That's crazy because I know I didn't just graduate from Reggie straight to the dro. Nigga was smoking Reggie, then I got this popcorn, and then after that it was Reggie. It was over. Everybody just started smoking dro.
Yeah, but shit, now Reggie stayed a little bit longer, but niggas, because everybody couldn't get no popcorn though. But shit, it was around though.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
We always done that shit from Dallas, bro.
It was or somewhere else. So like that Arizona, it was always somewhere else. But really the truth of it was niggas did the brownest weed stayed closer to the bottom of the South, and they sent the greenest shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they kept sending that shit everywhere. I don't know where you'll find a Reggie these days, though.
For real, I couldn't tell. Old people.
Shit, they grow it.
Nah, they getting it, but it's just older people that still be wanting that shit. I guess.
Y'all get high too fast, ass people.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, it was a little bit like probably like a little 7 grams, 10 grams. But yeah, comment with it enough to fuck it up, and then
how did that affect you? What did that do?
It was just that was what was making me tell them no. That was like this my way out. Y'all good. I see y'all making y'all money. That's cool. Like you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna smoke my weed with y'all, and I'm gonna go to this football practice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I've always had that. That's why I applied to this music. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, looked up, there were rooms
trying to get to the
like this shit.
The music.
What we trying to get to?
Like my partners always really had like a little mic hanging off a hanger and strong. But I mean, continuously do that and just know like, okay, I'm nephews and nieces like full black, like you know what I'm saying. With my family situation.
I was gonna touch on that.
No, I can do it better myself. I'm tripping, like you know what I'm saying. Like even on interviews, I fuck around and say something. And damn,
like what?
Trip.
You talking about the N-word?
Yeah, but hey, you know, I like to
take it out of this vocabulary.
Even with the live, I'll catch myself on live slip. I can't.
Okay, this is the interview whenever he wasn't saying it and how he wasn't fucking with it, and this is why this be my point to shit. But
catch myself saying stuff that I don't want to say right now, and I'm trying to better myself and be that type of time. So I try to keep the freestyle out till I can continuously do that and just know like, okay, that's out of my vocabulary.
I got you.
So even with the live, I'll catch myself on live, slip up like, well, I'm tripping, like you know what I'm saying. Like even on interviews, I'll fuck around and say something. And damn,
like what?
Trip.
You talking about the N-word?
Yeah. But hey, you know, I like to
take it out of this vocabulary.
I like to do it better myself. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you hear that. I respect
everybody.
I was gonna touch on that.
No, I respect everybody that got a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it really come down to back when I feel like I could
see this my thing.
Right, because he said you're right.
What I'm saying, bro. He just came out his mouth. He said he respect people that got a problem with it. Him saying it. So how did you jump from that to now? I'm gonna fight all y'all niggas because I'm gonna say it and stand on it.
Yeah, that's kind of lame. And then it's like, cause I know personally when I say the word nigga, I don't really catch myself and be like, damn, nigga, I'm tripping. You feel me?
Hell no. All right, cool. Let's bring that back a little bit.
Interviews, I'll fuck around and say something.
Damn, like what?
Trip.
You talking about the N-word?
Yeah. But hey, you know, I like to
take it out of this vocabulary.
I like to do it better myself. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm glad you hear that. I respect I was gonna touch on that.
No, I respect everybody that got a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it really come down to back when I feel like I could.
See, FDA, he respects you. He respects you. He said it. He said he respecting everybody. Which that's my thing. I think if you're gonna say it or whatever, you should just take both sides because it's some niggas that don't care, and it's some black people that don't care, and it's some people that care. But you just gotta respect both sides of that shit.
Facts. And know what I'm saying? You gotta let a motherfucker let you know that it's okay because everybody, you can't just go around with the assumption of feeling like everybody is gonna accept that shit. Point blank, period.
I definitely get it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely get it. Some people that they ain't tripping.
Pop my shit with my family situation. It's y'all time.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Fuck how I feel. Fuck how it's y'all time. You know what I'm saying? So if I gotta sit back and I'm gonna do that because I respect it and I have love for it. You know what I'm saying? Like I got family, like my nephews and nieces, like full black, like you know what I'm saying? My kids is white and Mexican. I don't want them running around saying that shit. Why am I be in the crib? You feel what I'm saying? So it come from a. And at first, when I first came out, and I was like, man, fuck it, I'm listening on my partners like, man, fuck that shit. We good. Like, we going. Come on, bro.
Let me ask you a question. I didn't mean to cut you out. I'm sorry about that.
You good.
In that partner circle, were you the only white guy?
I mean, there was like like the come and go type shit. But it was like
you was the mainstay.
They're not like that.
They're not built like you.
Hey man, I done seen them turn back white, man. And that shit, it sound funny, but bro, I done seen, man, shout out my dog Opie. I ain't gonna put you on there too much, but Opie, my dog. Hey, my boy, when I'm talking about like middle school, high school, the shag, white boy with the shag, the skinny jeans shag down to his knee with the, he was, hey man.
He was.
Well, hey. Now he still is. I feel like he just probably got into an environment where, it's all about your environment. You know what I'm saying?
That's my thing though. They always you can go back to that. You can go back tomorrow. Fuck it. I ain't on this nigga shit no more.
Right. Just unnigga yourself.
Yeah, man. And it's crazy how he got people that he's seen how this situation goes. He got partners that's done it.
Well, right, because most of them do it when they immature, and as they get older and try to go into their corporate jobs or corporate lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, amongst their people, they know that they can't go in there, you know what I'm saying, behaving like that.
That's a fact. Yeah.
That's simple shit.
It's all about.
No, it's a nickname.
I feel like it's a nickname, but I'm pretty sure it might be a real name.
I hope it's his nickname.
Hope his mama didn't name him Opie.
What you say? You say hope he didn't?
I said I hope his mama didn't name him
I hope he didn't. Yeah, Opie Cunningham.
Opie wasn't that cool.
Hey man, shout out Opie.
Nah. Hey, shout out Opie.
Yeah, shout out. We are not shooting at your name, brother.
No.
But I'm glad to hear you say that because I often, you know what I mean? That is kind of a gray area. Like, because for me, I'm not 100% cool with just black artists saying it.
Right.
So then when you have people of other races, but I get it, we're in a different time, and it's just like, but for you to say, I don't want my kids. Yeah. Exactly.
But that's why I say I got to respect it 100% because it's not all about me. You know what I'm saying? I got to understand that. That's what I was going to say. Cause
especially when you're trying to go to another level.
I was going to say it like, because like at first it was on some like, can't nobody tell me nothing.
Yeah. I bet.
But why not though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody gotta fall in line. I don't give a fuck who you is. I don't give a fuck you Bill Gates. You gotta fall in line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you for the betterment of exactly, you gotta play your position and work your position and get built up. You know what I'm saying? And that's when people be like, "Man, I'm not gonna work that 9 to 5. I'm not gonna."
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Then don't. Shit, y'all ain't gonna be on the couch. Yeah. I'm gonna play my position for the years. Yes. And when you see me in 3 years, I'm gonna be up and you're gonna be in the same position. Like, bro, come on, let me hold a look.
Yeah, you said you didn't want to do that.
I told you to do this, and you didn't do it. And hey, man, I'm here.
Bro.
That's true. Hey. It's your girl Jazzy K with Super Tight TV. We want to thank everyone that's been watching. Hey, if you do us a favor and hit this.
It's crazy. Well, at least he ain't always feel that way. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right, but the crazy, but he don't want his kids to say it either. But hey, you know they say that you seen this shit on the internet. They talking about gingers are black or some shit.
Yeah, I mean I seen that shit, but that's some bullshit.
Right,
I seen they've been saying that. Yeah, I mean the fact that you don't want your kids to say it. So why? If it's cool, I mean, I don't know. I don't want my kids saying it really either. So,
right. He love niggas, but his kids ain't even half black.
Hey. Hey. All right, cool. Well, till FDA get here, we're gonna get to some shit that I want to get to anyway while we on the racial topic. You know what I'm saying? Shout out No Jumper, man. They had a guest. White, I don't know. This dude, he's a racist white guy, or whatever. You know, I don't know if he's a supremacist or nothing like that, but he feel how he feel about the white cause. And then we got Brandon. He a new No Jumper host. He he's speaking, and they getting a little debate on, and we're gonna react to this until FDA get here. Because I saw a little bit of it, and this was real thought provoking. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let's get it.
A little bit of a spat on Twitter with another user by the name of Bryson, right?
Yeah, Bryson Gray. Yeah.
You guys are going back and forth. I don't know exactly what it was about, but it was proposed that you guys could do a debate of some sort, and you guys were both down. You both agreed to it, and you actually spoke to him. He agreed to come out here. we found out like 2 days ago that in actuality, he did not come out here and he had no plans on coming out here. I'm not sure exactly how that got lost in translation, but I think, yeah, where would you identify yourself as being at politically at this time?
Pretty far right.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a far right.
Has that been a bit of
right?
Where did you get radicalized along this path?
Yeah. So it's like I said, I started all the way progressive, normal, liberal, went to sort of the anti-SJW thing. That was kind of like the first step in 2015. That was when I got into making YouTube videos and just kind of a frustration of these people are annoying, you know, all the virtue signaling, all that kind of stuff that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the stuff being shoved in your face. So, and they were just kind of dumb, like a lot of the gender stuff too. A lot of the stuff they said didn't make sense. So from there, and then I started to like learn a lot about racial issues, red pills about like crime statistics, you know, Muslim terrorism was happening a lot back then. And just kept pushing me further and further to the right, basically.
Definitely. Well, so for people out there that are just tuning into this conversation for the first time and don't know about Brandon, do you affiliate yourself more with the conservative side of things as well?
Yeah, I'm more right leaning. Yeah.
And you haven't been familiar with his content until I sent you.
It's funny as hell. They both got white shirts and blue jeans, though.
Look at that. Well, they both conservatives.
Yeah. That's funny as hell. These niggas look like I don't know what they do.
No,
his accounts and everything.
No, never heard of him.
Okay. You say that in kind of a dismissive way right there.
No, I've never heard of him.
He's not making enough noise for me to pay attention.
You're reading into that.
Okay.
Just never heard of him.
Vlad, I'm Vlad. Adam
he already tried to start some shit.
Look at that. He already like siding with who he want to side with. Like in the debate, if you're the host, you ain't supposed to side with nobody. You're supposed to just let him.
Right.
But you already could tell.
I'm analyzing your voice a lot today.
Okay.
I called you Zesty right before we started too, which is problematic.
Zesty,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so, I guess we should confront this head on. When I was describing this debate, which was supposed to be with somebody else at first, when I was describing it on a previous episode of No Jumper, which I don't know if you actually caught wind of it, but I essentially referred to you as being sort of outwardly, openly racist.
Yes.
Does that seem like a true statement, or would you like to add caveats?
No, I say that I'm racist. I think a lot of people don't necessarily know what it means to be racist. Like I have a black person over for dinner, you know what I mean? It's not like hateful. It's not like I can't be around them or anything like that. But I think that we need basically white people need more racial consciousness. They need to start acting like a group because all the other races do that already. And so it's just kind of to our detriment that we're the only ones playing this like blank slate egalitarianism game and where no one's on.
They've been a group since they got here.
Right.
It don't make no sense. That's hypocritical. Like y'all white people been a group.
Well, I will say like this is that they always been subdivided because they all come from different places, they own little different clans and shit. But on a national scale, like when have they ever not, you know what I'm saying, stood united?
Right. That's a fact. I mean, that's what I think. What's up, Chad? What y'all think about this, man?
On a team, we're all Team America or whatever people want to say, but all the other races are kind of like, no, we're a team. And you see a lot of that in what's built up to this. Like the Shiloh Hendricks thing was kind of one of the catalysts for this debate. One of the catalysts for that was the Carmelo Anthony thing. You see the way a lot of people rallied around him, giving him money. There was another one that happened this week too with this Rodney Hinton Jr. guy. I don't know if you guys heard that story. This guy, his son like stole a car, was in a police chase. The police chased him. He had a gun. The police shot him. He died. His father, Rodney Hinton Jr., got in his car, went and found an on-duty police guy and killed him. The guy had nothing to do with what happened to his son, but he just wanted to go out and like get back one of theirs kind of thing. He's got a fundraiser now where they've raised like $50,000 from him. And they
Hey, man. I'll agree with that shit though. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
Hey, but hold on though, Trey. But what about the little white boy that they sent to Disneyland? Like, what about all of these big GoFundMe's that these white folks can raise millions and millions of dollars, bro? Like, where he going with this when you start talking about financially, like a community financially supporting somebody online? Like, I think that nigga, it's way harder for us in the black community to get us to support anybody doing anything, whether it's business or anything. So I don't think that he really standing on a major point by saying it like, oh, white folks, we just all like they twiddling their thumbs and then they not working in cahoots with each other, like, or if they don't got like some unspoken understanding, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, I don't get that.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
They'll lie about what happened. They'll say the kid was innocent. With the Carmelo Anthony thing, they'll say, look, he was like this grade A all-star captain of the football team, choir boy. And it's like, none of it is true. You know what I mean? Or at least with the Carmelo Anthony stuff, none of it's been substantiated. So there's a lot of lying. And it's just kind of this racial tribalism where they come together and defend their own. And white people don't do that. And it's to our detriment. But there's more and more and more white people who are getting fed up. You're going to see the word fatigue a lot in the coming days. People are going to say, like, we're tired of this, we're tired of like the constant indignities. The murders is a big part because there's a lot of murders that are black on white, and we see those all the time. There's another one this week, this girl Logan Federico, a really beautiful blonde girl killed by just this like soulless black guy who went into her car her house rather to get her credit cards or whatever. And it hurts me, man, when I see it. It hurts me, and I've been seeing it every day for like 10 years. And I think the Shiloh Hendricks thing, that was the reason people gave her so much money, was they're sending the message of, we are getting tired of this.
That's the girl that called the little.
Yeah, but the other dude, the little boy, a nigga. But this him right here, he ain't nothing but Remy Jr., nigga. Like, he ain't nothing but a grown ass lost little boy that was trying to find a cause. Know what I'm saying? And he been racist. Why he trying to make it seem like it was a culmination of all these other things going on in social media that made him feel like he needed to, round his people up. Like, nigga, you been racist. You was raised racist.
Yep.
Like,
the numbers just don't add up. I was like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
People kill people. But
but
how many police kill black people? Like, shit that you can't even compare.
Right, and there was a time when they were killing us in way more different numbers, nigga. Like, I mean, I think it's way more rare that a black person actually kills a white person than the other way around, bro.
Yeah, I think so too. I believe that too.
No, definitely. It feels like that scenario definitely doesn't play out the same way without the Carmelo Anthony thing fresh in people's memory, which is, not to say that white people don't have some secret affinity for hurling the N-word at people on a playground, but it definitely feels like there's this kind of rise in white consciousness of their own race, where there's so many things throughout our, the last, throughout my life
talking about him
observed,
too.
where it's like
there's
tribalism allowed by everybody except for white people. They're just not allowed to express any kind of solidarity or pride in being white, right? And even you, I think, would acknowledge that, right?
No,
I actually think it's the other way around.
I think you're very.
Say it again.
I think it's the other way around. I feel like when us as blacks finally show solidarity, it becomes a problem and everybody's offended. And now there's black fatigue and everybody are so tired of black people and shit like that. Like, when we stand in solidarity, it's an issue because normally they so used to us being divided. Because just like the dude sitting across from him, he's saying he conservative, so he's basically saying that he share the same viewpoints as the person sitting across from him that claim to be racist. Let's make it make sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very misinformed. Dylan Roof had people trying to donate to him. Many mass shooters who are white had donations funds started, but white-owned donation vehicles like GoFundMe, GiveSend, and Go shut those down. So look at Shiloh Hendricks, for example, Kyle Rittenhouse, which I think Kyle Rittenhouse didn't do anything wrong, but there was this significant push by non-white people and white people to demonize Rittenhouse. He still was allowed to have a GoFundMe. So I believe white people kind of started that, like, you're going to do something messed up.
G Will was good, gang. Salute, salute.
And we're going to throw our financial might behind it. So what you are, you're not even a racist, which that already makes me kind of look at you weird. There's only one race, human beings. You break us down beyond the skin, we're exactly the same. A few fast twitch muscles, slow twitch muscles might be a little different. I don't know. That's arguable. But the thing is, you're really just prejudiced. And you're really you're punching down on Black people because you're disillusioned with things that your race has created, or you're ethnic. That's what you're doing. You're ethnocentric. But we'll just say racist for the sake of this video. Sure. So you're disillusioned with the way your race has manipulated things because it doesn't work in favor of a significant segment of your race. Black people have been throwing your people alley-oops since 500-600 years ago. Literally, the only reason you were able to have slaves, which built this country, and I'm not saying in the fact that we just did the physical labor, but created an economy that was strong enough to immediately compete with the world powers because you had a unpaid labor force working in the fields, working in factories. Black people in Africa went into interior of Africa and got those slaves for you because you guys couldn't survive for 3 days in the interior of Africa. That's a fact. We brought those slaves to the coast, so all you had to do was load them up and take them to wherever you want them to go. That's called an alley-oop. Us doing something for you that benefited you. Would you argue that point?
I would argue several of the things that you said there.
No, specifically the alley-oop part,
yes,
where Blacks went into the interior of Africa, got slaves, brought them to we were complicit, but we brought those slaves to the coast, which made it easier for you to take them and profit from their labor.
I would not argue that Black people
That's false.
People and sold them to white people.
So go ahead and say it. What you say?
Yeah, salute to T Will, but the way he pinned the narrative right there, like that's completely false as far as how the transatlantic trade, the slave trade actually really happened. You know what I'm saying? Which a lot of people have misunderstood, you know, the lies of the transatlantic slave trade. And then they get on these platforms and they repeat this shit and it sounds really crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
a few months ago, a big Nazi march tried to go into a Black neighborhood yelling stupidity slurs, and the residents got them out of there. Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, they was like in Ohio or some shit. They had all start patrolling the neighborhood with their guns and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got them out of there fast.
Yeah, damn.
Would not argue that definitely happened.
Right.
I would argue that it wasn't as big of a deal in terms of turning America into a superpower as you're trying to claim. Africans also enslaved each other, had slaves in Africa. It never turned Africa into a superpower having slaves. There were slaves all over the world, basically. So really, like picking cotton, there wasn't even that many slaves who were brought to America. So I just don't really think, like, I don't look around at the civilization, Western civilization, and think, oh, wow, I owe this to Black people.
But I'm not saying you owe us anything. What I'm saying is you're very ignorant because when you say race, you're talking about a bunch of people all over the world. Your ancestors came from Europe. Mm-hmm. So you have a very narrow view of the situation. And that's probably because you spent more time being a junkie than actually studying this shit. I'm being real with you. When you say race,
you're a junkie. You've done more research than myself, I think.
You did say you were doing drugs.
Messed around with drugs, but
you're a junkie. I never touched drugs. I never smoked weed. I never drank a beer.
Okay,
listen, I never smoked weed, never drunk a beer, never smoked a cigarette. Okay. If you did that, you are a junkie as far as I'm concerned. I'll tell Les she's a fucking cigarette. I don't care. What I'm telling you is, if I haven't done it, you listen, you decide to play in this arena because you're talking about racial superiority. Yeah. So we're going to do that. So what I'm telling you is the race is more than just in your country. So would you say that slavery had no benefit to the colonial or imperialism of white people?
I mean, in the long run, it had a huge negative effect.
No, I'm talking about initially. So the white empire did not benefit in any significant way from slavery.
It had probably a small benefit to the small people who owned slaves who personally.
You mean the Queen of England, the king too? That's what I'm saying. Your view is very narrow.
Almost 4,000 enslaved Africans were brought directly to what is now the United States from Africa during the transatlantic slave
But
trade.
what he said about race encompasses more than just America, because you're not just American. Where do you descend from in Europe?
Oh, the vast majority were sent to South America and the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Only about 3% of that total, around almost 400,000. Yeah.
But do you know who owned those plantations in South America and the Caribbean? White people.
Okay.
So I'm asking you, you're trying to minimize the impact of slavery, but you're talking about race. When you say race, you're going beyond the boundaries of America. You're telling me,
Bro, hella zesty.
British Empire, the Spanish Empire.
What'd you say?
Bro, hella zesty. Yeah.
French Empire, they didn't benefit in any significant way from all those sugar plantations in the Caribbean, all those freaking banana plantations in South America. They didn't benefit from none of that.
Well, no, of course they benefited from the plantations
in a major way.
The trade. Yes, but the thing is, those wouldn't exist without the white people who went and made them. That's the whole thing. Like all that wealth that was sitting there in Haiti and Jamaica, white people went and were like, we know how to extract this and how to turn it into something. Otherwise, it would just be sitting there.
And they wouldn't exist without the Africans who went into the interior of Africa to capture slaves and bring them to the border like a drive-through.
Yeah, but isn't that an ingenious plot hatched by these evil white people, to be fair?
But the point I'm arguing is he's trying to minimize the contribution Black people have made to everything white people, most of the things white people have done that are significant. And I'm saying, no, everywhere you find a successful white person, there was a Black person who also in many ways was benefiting, but who basically threw them the alley-oop. I'll give you another example. If you I thought you want to say something.
Let's focus on that one first, before we do more examples.
Two things real quick. Think about it logically. If millions and millions of slaves went to South America, went to Brazil mostly, places around there, and the slaves were so beneficial, those places should be the big superpowers because they had more slaves. The slaves are not really the big deciding factor. The reason America became the superpower is because they had the best white people basically who made the country. That's first of all. Second of all, whenever you get into these racial conversations, it always turns into, let's talk about history. Let's talk about 400 years ago, because Black people don't want to talk about what's happening right now. The stuff I just brought up with the murders, and there's a whole bunch more things I'm happy to bring up. People don't want to talk about that because it's way harder to defend. We want to go back 300 years and be like, what happened? What happened there?
Believe me, we're getting there, but I'm not going to negate or ignore the historical context because
I'm gonna be honest with you, Trey. Look, I agree with the anchor man. Like, shout out to the anchor man. I agree with the anchor man, but Adam chose the wrong nigga to have this quote unquote debate, bro. Because by niggas being so indoctrinated over all of these years, sitting here listening to him like repeat the history that we were taught, it sounds. Bro, it sounds incredibly stupid, bro. Like Adam, the both of the white boys are raising some hell of a points just to keep it real, because they're not trying to minimize what Blacks have done, but with the factor that they're missing is that it's only 4% of Africans came to America. That lets you know that the real Indians were so-called Black people, the copper-colored Indians, American Indians that was here on this land. You know, and there's more to it. So that when you understand that and how the Iroquois Constitution and different things like that, you start being able to see how this country was able to be set up off of a blueprint that was already in existence. What the white boy don't realize is that the first Europeans and up until the 1500s, the majority of Europeans were also Black. They called them Moors. So like they picked the wrong nigga to have this argument because a lot of the things that he's saying can easily be debunked.
Damn, that's crazy. Well,
Right.
Money made on those plantations went
Now,
back
yeah,
to the
you gotta have your
European
shit
countries
together.
that the people who owned them descended from. They paid tax to the crown. They had their main abodes back in their home nation. What I'm telling you is this: the reason America did so well economically is because we were the last people to outlaw slavery. So it makes sense that America economically rose above the rest of the European nations, because like 1810, before 1810, Britain outlawed slavery and said, if you get caught moving slaves, we're going to destroy your ships. Well, guess what?
You're welcome.
The Americans continued to sneak slaves in, and they also did something called the intra-American slave trade, where they start moving slaves around between the Caribbean and in America. So if you hold your slaves the longest, so you got to have a free labor source the longest. That means you're going to be able to profit from those slaves the longest, which will what? Bolster your economy. Adam, for example, you're a business owner. You own a business?
Technically, but I don't have employees.
Okay, Adam has employees. Adam, imagine a guy with no jumper west across the street. He doesn't have to pay any of his hosts. He has no overhead. Everyone's just showing up working for free. In the realm of capitalism, would he not have a significant advantage over you economically because you have to pay everybody?
Sure, yeah.
Even provide health insurance in some cases if you have a certain amount. So we're not going to eliminate or negate the fact that America had a major alley-oop from Black people in two ways. We not only brought the slaves to the coast of Africa for you to take them wherever, we also inside of America worked for free for a significant time longer than European slaves, which bolstered the American economy.
Yeah, I just don't think it's that big. I think you're blowing it way out of proportion. We can agree to disagree on that.
It was the cash crops, bro.
180
Corn, cotton, tobacco, and sugar, bro. That's what really did it. Corn, cotton, tobacco, and sugar, bro.
And all that was niggas who was in the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he making good points. It just, he ain't conveying it that good. But
Nah, bro. He like
he ain't trying to hear that. He ain't trying to hear that shit anyway. That's crazy. Like, so it's just y'all being lit. If y'all niggas wasn't working in the fields, who the hell was gonna do that shit?
right. You know what I'm saying? But that type of history is very complicated, and I'm gonna say that 95% of Black people don't really understand the complexities of that part of history, and a lot of the things that they were taught in school or that we were taught were completely false.
Yeah. Yep. Crazy work.
3,000 African American troops served in the Civil War. The North could not have won without those Black, well, they were African and they weren't even Americans yet, soldiers. Even Lincoln admitted to that. What's the other guy's name?
I'm already mad at Black people.
Ulysses Grant. No, Ulysses Grant admitted to that. Ulysses S. Grant admitted to that.
Yeah.
Those Black battalions were a crucial part of the North maintaining the Union and submitting the Confederacy. So everywhere you turn in history, if you're honest, Spanish-American War, again, you guys' immunity, your weakness, internal weakness, prevented you from going to Cuba to fight the Spanish. So you know what you guys did? Here's this a quiz. What did you guys do when you couldn't with Spain in the Caribbean? What did you guys do to win the Spanish-American War?
I don't actually know. Did we send blacks?
You recruited a bunch of Black people into the military. Actually, they were already in the military and sent them. Please go fight for us because we're too weak to fight for ourselves because our immunity isn't up. You were not inoculated. So that's the one thing. You guys have benefited from Black people greatly. You understand that Black people in many ways.
Well, I mean, Spanish people are European, so that's like a brother war.
The Spanish used indigenous people from Cuba to fight for them. They were also too weak to go into the interior.
Okay.
So what I'm saying to you is this. To sum it up, white people feel and recognize a certain level of inferiority to Black people. You guys understand that. No, I'm telling you. You guys understand that. And so, if you go up against a Black person, head to head, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to win for whatever reason. Maybe it's just comfort. Maybe it's like white fragility, as they call it. But so what you do is you manipulate situations to get a advantage. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. You should do that. But I'm trying to tell you, why did Europeans work with African chiefs? They knew they couldn't go in there and snatch Africans from the interior of Africa. Why did they bring the black troops into the Civil War? Because they knew we're not strong enough alone to keep this union together. Let's go get these big ass slaves who've been lifting bales of hay, picking cotton all damn day, looking like superheroes, 6-pack. Let's go get them and throw them into the theater, the military theater, and see what happens. And what happened? A victory. Spanish-American War as well.
Yeah, sure. I think blacks actually have a pretty.
They picked the biggest, bro. Listen, they picked the biggest nigga with the littlest voice, bro. Like that shit all in itself is lame and weak, bro. Like why you put a flamo up here to talk on behalf of black men and the black community about some history and a race debate, nigga? Like, it's all bad, Trey. It's all bad, Trey.
Crazy work, man. Crazy work, man. Let's get back to it. We're gonna do a little bit more, and then we're gonna chop it up.
Is where they don't do really poorly compared to everywhere else. My personal theory is that black people do better when they have their discipline kind of enforced on them by white people. So that's why, like, going back real quick to the colonies, if you look at Haiti and the Dominican Republic, Haiti, they overthrew the colonizers, the slavers, killed everybody off, got their independence like hundreds of years ago. Dominican's Republic stayed under the white rule for much longer, and it's way better off now because white people were running things for so long.
That's not why.
That's not?
No, it's much better off because France imposed taxes
on
Haiti.
Yeah.
This is a fact. This is historical. Are you arguing historical fact?
No, I know about the.
Okay,
I know
so
about
France
the debt.
imposed taxes, so you don't even know what you're talking about.
No, I do.
So
I do know.
Okay, who started the Haitian Revolution?
Haiti has so much resources.
Who started the Haitian Revolution?
Should be so rich.
Listen,
right now.
Who started first? Who started the Haitian Revolution and why?
Overture.
Specifically, who started it? I don't know.
Okay, the Haitian Revolution was not started by black slaves. The Haitian Revolution was started by mulatto descendants of slave owners. Do you know what a mulatto is?
Yeah, they killed all the mulattoes.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Yeah, I'm sure they did because they were so racist. I read that.
Listen, the mulattoes. Let me explain this to you. The mulattoes were mad because they wanted French citizenship. They would not give it to them. They wanted to be accepted by France. So they raised up a rebellion, and they went and started killing the white slave owners. And they fought with French troops. They recruited the black slaves to fight in their military. Once that revolution was done, they wanted the slaves to go back into the fields and work for them. So when you talk about this should be better off and that should be better off, actually no, because the mulattoes were the ones who controlled the economics. If you're having taxes imposed on you for a war you didn't even start, it's going to make it really hard for you to grow economically and build all that shit you see in the Dominican Republic.
So you're saying they didn't kill all the mulattoes. They just went back to work for them after the revolution, and the mulattoes were the ones running everything in Haiti?
No, what happened was many of the mulattoes left, but the mulattoes had several mulatto rebellions following the Haitian Revolution. They didn't kill all the mulattoes like you want to say.
They didn't kill all of them. They killed a lot of them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
they killed a lot of mulattoes, but you have to understand, many mulattoes had children that were mixed. Sure. Many of them had mothers who were slaves and stuff. So who used to be slaves. So they had a family connection with many slaves. What I'm telling you is you're ignoring context in the name of bolstering white superiority. And if you're going to say you're better, which I don't have a problem with you doing that, just understand the context in which you're saying that. Because we're going to move into the modern day and we're going to argue that as well.
Do you really believe that white people have an inferiority complex towards black people?
Yes.
I mean, first of all, some would say that's a racist belief. That's a negative viewpoint that you hold about
white people have a cuckold culture, and it wasn't all. No, I'm not saying it was always that way. I'm not saying it's always that way, but white people, good times make soft men. right? That's what happens.
Yeah, sure.
So you guys have enjoyed a certain level of success that has made things very comfortable. And the problem, you are not Theodore Roosevelt. You're way softer than him. He'll beat the shit out of you out there in the parking lot. He was a white dude who was a gangster. He was a commander. And as a matter of fact, he said his black troops that he commanded in Cuba were the best troops he ever commanded. He's on record saying that, by the way, since they only do well. But here's the thing. You guys just have become incredibly soft and comfortable. And so instead of building up the grit, now you use manipulation tactics to dominate. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. We just recognize that when we look at the historical record.
Well, okay, I'll bite. What are the manipulation tactics that white people use?
I'll give you a very an easy example.
The law.
So when you look at black people, even in sports, right? Let's say sports. Any sport or any field really that black people compete directly with white people, usually black people rise to the top of that spectrum or that theater, right? So
in sports,
in education,
in mathematics, in chess.
Okay, so let's say this.
Science.
Okay, let's use the military.
Okay.
Tuskegee Airmen.
Yeah.
Way more successful than the average white squadrons of bombers. This is a fact.
Man, this is the thing about you black people. You have this whole we was history where you did everything. I'm
not saying we won the war.
You were the best at everything.
I'm not saying we won the war.
I think it's exaggerated.
I didn't even say we were the best. What I told you is when we were given the opportunity equally, we rose to the upper echelon of that theater. I'm not saying that was the best squadron. Clearly, that best squadron probably was white. What I'm saying is we have this natural ability to float towards the top of every environment we're placed in. There used to be a bunch of white people playing basketball. Who in there now?
Yeah, I think black people have a predisposition towards basketball because they're taller on average and they're athletic, and there's a lot of.
But we just brought up the Tuskegee Airmen. Has nothing to do with athleticism.
Well, I think you're watching these Hollywood movies.
No.
And you probably think black women sent us to the moon.
No, I don't think that at all.
Hidden Figures or whatever.
I don't think that at all. I think his Hidden Figures was a total embarrassment, and it was very ahistorical.
Yes,
I'm gonna give white people credit where it's due. But I'm telling you, the number one type of porn that is watched in America by white men is what? Interracial.
BBC.
Black dudes boning white chicks.
But it feels like all the things you're going to are like physical in nature.
Yeah, we can go to the mental because we know that there are great black scientists and stuff. Would I say those black scientists have contributed more than white or European scientists? No, not to technology or anything like that. But you got dudes like what's the super smart?
This nigga soft, bro.
Black dude.
This nigga soft because he gotta say what he say and stand on it. Like he's so worried about being offensive to these white folks instead of saying what he's saying, stand on it. Like, nigga, first manipulation tactic, the law. That's easy. That's self-explanatory. You know what I'm saying? Second manipulation tactic, education. Making us think that you guys are the only people that did something of some importance. So when us as black people bring up the important things we did, you trying to shade us to make us believe like we trying to take credit for all the history that we actually did create. See, the thing about it is that the white boy he's sitting across from don't know a goddamn thing about history, and he ain't the smartest white boy in the bunch. Mm-hmm. And then what's going on is he talking to a nigga that think that he has some information, but he doesn't know how to articulate it.
Yep.
He can say all the right things. He could be absolutely right, but you sound so dumb when you present this information to dummies, and you sounding dumb.
And they laughing at you. That's the thing. That's crazy. That's crazy work. Adam, I ain't never seen him like bro. He literally.
Bro, this is what they call buck dancing and cooning and all that shit at finest. Cause you bring a subservient. That nigga is subservient, bro. That nigga is submissive. That nigga is a punk. You bring, and no disrespect, bro, but it's the truth. Like you bring a soft, like you bring a feminine ass man on here to debate some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That ain't even really standing on his shit, bro. He's so apologetically, he being apologetic for being black, nigga, instead of saying what he's saying, like standing on that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Crazy work, man. Gotta stand on it.
But when
that guy's an idiot.
No,
man. Come on.
whether you believe he's an idiot or not, he's respected in his field.
Yeah.
That's what he parlayed into
He's kind
success.
of propped up for being black. We have this concept called black privilege, where black people get propped up just because they're able to do something almost as competently as a bunch of other white people.
No, because we do it better and we make it more interesting. Neil deGrasse Tyson is propped up because he's exciting to listen to.
Yeah, he's a good public
There's
speaker.
a guy who's 10 times smarter,
Right.
but he's lame as. So you're like the person behind the scenes directing the movie, but then you get mad at the actor because he's loved by everybody.
I don't know that he's loved by everybody, but I think the big contention here is that he's like some respected scientist. He's more of like a TV host than anything.
Neil deGrasse Tyson has done more for the field of astrophysics by being famous, being recognizable than any white astrophysicist, because like the closest to him would be like Bill Nye, right? We all know Bill Nye. What I'm telling you is that black excellence benefits everyone in the long run, because now it's cool to be an astrophysicist again. Now it's cool to be like this super smart brain. You know how many kids used to get bullied in school for being super smart? Now people watch Neil deGrasse Tyson and you say, man, I'm just into like physics. And people are like, oh, like Neil deGrasse Tyson, that's dope. We opening doors, bro. We throwing y'all alley-oops all day.
And he's definitely useful in that regard. You need to have people who are basically advocates for the sciences and everything, but also, I mean, he's probably not the top scientist. He's just good at communicating it to the layman.
There are black people who I respect for their intelligence. I probably wouldn't personally put Neil deGrasse on the list, but there are others. There's people like Thomas Sowell. You got Clarence Thomas, the Supreme Court Justice. There are intelligent black people. There's others I could name. So I'm not disagreeing with that, but they are sort of they're rare. They're very rare, relatively speaking, right? Like, we know the average IQ difference between black and white people is like a standard deviation. So it makes sense that white people are going to do better in business, build better societies, do better in literature, like all the things that require intelligence, basically, whatever it is, chess, math, engineering, you're going to see white people do significantly better.
IQ is definitely probably one of the landmines that we might as well just intentionally step on right now. I don't know that you've ever argued this, or do you have any kind of real interest in this?
And Neil deGrasse Tyson's probably like got a fair bit of European DNA.
I think his name's deGrasse, but
I think he's like half white.
But you guys made up
a lot of the black
you
people
guys
who
make
get
up the
propped
white.
up, they're
You guys
half
made
white.
up.
Obama's half white.
But you guys made up the one drop rule, so we're claiming that. What I'm saying, what I'm saying is this: you can say that, but you can't even name 3 white economists.
Milton.
Who Milton?
Oh.
Milton
Friedman.
Okay, damn, he's dead.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, okay.
Neither one of these motherfuckers is too smart. I'll tell you that.
No,
He
facts.
the white boy
Facts.
ain't know shit either. He don't know
Facts.
shit either.
But the white boy by default automatically assumed that a white person's IQ is higher. That's bullshit, bro.
Yeah,
That's the straight up bullshit, bro.
Yeah, that's you not adding environment. You ain't adding nothing into nothing. You just
It does. I mean, and the truth be told is the niggas that come from the most worst environments have a higher IQ, the ability to figure things out and put things together to make things work. You know what I'm saying? That's what IQ is. IQ don't speak about how much information you could like spit out your fucking mouth. It's about how fast can you solve a problem.
That's a fact.
And inductive reasoning.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, he was talking out his ass. But you know,
Yeah.
as I say, neither one of these motherfuckers seem like they got their facts together. You know, they just a bunch
Puerto
of
Ricans now?
No, I'm just saying. No, Puerto Ricans they have black blood in them a lot. Actually, some of them.
Really, his mom's not white.
No, yeah, I know. That's burst your bubble. Tell me 3 white economists.
Right, he said clear as time. Yeah, for real.
Oh man, I don't know. I could if I sat here and thought about it. But
I'm sure
it'd be boring.
But what I'm saying is this: you can say, "Well, white people dominate in this, white people dominate in that." Listen, man, you could be the smartest guy in the room, the best financial advisor ever, but if you can't sell books like Robert Kiyosaki, you ain't shit.
No, that guy's a retard.
Because he is. but he's good at writing books and selling people this idea of him being an expert on financial literacy. And that's what Black people bring to America.
Black economists constitute approximately 3% of U.S. economics PhD holders. Latinx economists, which by the way, ChatGPT actually using Latinx, 4%. Asian Americans, 17%. White economists, approximately 72% of doctorate level economists at the Federal Reserve.
Right, but guess what? The only economist that he could name off the top of his head was who?
Well, he's not an economist and probably not a huge economy.
He's the one who brought up economists.
And Adam defending that boy. He only picked up the ChatGPT just to discredit whatever the nigga's saying.
Right.
I'm done with that shit. That's crazy. Crazy work, Adam. Crazy work, Adam. But you know, it's all good, man. We're gonna definitely get the FDA interview done. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. You know what I'm saying? It's Tuesday, right? Shit. We still pushing this week, man. We still pushing. I appreciate my boy Ink rocking with me, man. You already know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, until we come up, you know.
Like a little bitch right now, nigga. Man, fuck that shit. Let that shit ride. Hey, I say fuck the dissing. Let's just bump, nigga. Before I catch you with Miss Dixie and just dump, nigga. Pour that drink up in my cup, it give me crunk, nigga. Every function I attend, I smell like a skunk, nigga. Better not be up on that block, cause we gon' do them dirty. Bounce out 4 Nick 30. Shoot this bitch just like I'm Stephen Curry. Bro just popped a 30. Now he itching, tryna catch him early. I hung up my jersey. DOA, that boy ain't see a surgeon. Me and mom, we purging. Outside stalking in this urgent. Creep up and close his curtains. Caught him loafing cause we lurking. Even if I had a meal, I still wouldn't buy a Birkin. My bitch, she super bougie. She won't go yard for her purses. We got places for you pussies. Oh, guess what? That's Hershey's. Pulled up in that chocolate thing all brown and look like Hershey's. Might not even cop a chain. I don't think that shit worth it. The crazy thing, I knew the game before I ever learned it. Don't make the rules, we break the rules. I had to twist and turn it. My pockets got a frog, bitch. I'm a dog. They call me Kermit. This shit ain't fall up in my lap. I had to go and earn it. Niggas thinking that they winning till them tables turning. Niggas thinking that they winning till them bridges burning. I hop on beats and then I preach just like a fucking sermon. He jump head first in the beef and now that nigga learning. Come to a stop sign in the street. I'm like, which way you turning? Better not be up on that block, cause we gon' do them dirty. Bounce out 4 Nick 30. Shoot this bitch just like I'm Stephen Curry. Bro just popped a 30. Now he itching, tryna catch him early. I hung up my jersey. DOA, that boy ain't see a surgeon. Bitch, it's game time. When I step in, it's game over. At the same time, I can't cope with my pain sober. Every day I take my problems, pour them in the same soda. You can't stop the rain, you gotta stay down till the rain over.